So I was going through my comment section the other day, trying to respond, and I came across a question someone asked me, like, how would you make money this month? What would you do to try and make money this month? And I wanted to respond in the comment section, but I decided to do a video instead about it, so I can answer not just one person's question, just in case somebody else is curious. They can always just listen to the video. So I'll be sharing with you what I'd do if I needed money this month. Some of my fast money tips. Stay with me. Muithathi, and welcome to my channel. I talk about personal finance, building wealth, investing, budgeting, women empowerment, life in general, especially when it has to do with money, without pretending that it's just easy, because we all know it's not, unless you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, of which still you gotta make decisions when you're an adult, which are not easy. Okay, well, if this is your first time here, welcome. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and turn on notifications bell so that you're notified every time I upload another video. So I try so much to be very relatable, so I can get across to many. As much as I would like to get across to many, the algorithm sometimes does its own thing. So even if I make an impact on one person's life, that's a win for me. I'll take it to the bank. I'll be content with that. Okay. So one of the things I would do to make money this month, like, for me to get to that point to make that decision, it means I'm in a bad place. I'm at a bad place. So the first thing I would do before making any step, any physical step, anything, I would first change my mindset. Okay? I would first change the way I look at things, the way I think. Yeah? And this is because the way you think controls what you do next. So I would know that that is not the time to start chasing things like passive income. Unless I have connections like abroad or something. But that would not be the time for that. So I would change and start thinking of things I can do now, like physically. Start focusing on money that arrives in days. If I can do something in the morning and by afternoon I'm paid, that's what I would start thinking about. Not money I get paid after months. So this means I would not go for contracts and stuff like that. So I'd change my mindset. I'd also change the kind of questions I ask myself, or I ask about life, or I ask about my situation. So I would stop asking things like, how do I make a lot of money? That is for someone who already has who is settled, who doesn't need quick money. I would start asking things like, who can I help this week, or today, or in the next 3 days? And what is it that I can offer them today? What can I offer for them to pay me? Right? That's the mindset shift I'm talking about. In life, some of the problems we have can only be solved when you change the way you think. But some people would disagree. Topic for another day. So after changing my mindset, the next thing I would do is list down every skill, everything that I know how to do. Okay? Especially skills that I can sell. I would list them down. And these are things, no car needed, no property, no bikes, no, a common mwananchi stuff. So for me, I can make thumbnail designs, I can do video editing, I can do voiceovers, I can do transcription, data annotation, social media posting. I can bake cakes, I can make cake toppers, I can make cake prints. Yeah, at least everything that I can do. After putting down all that stuff in paper, I would start selling those things or the skills that I have to people I know already. When I say people I know, it means people I already have access to. And these are people in my WhatsApp status, people in my Facebook profile, LinkedIn, my existing contacts, and of course, previous clients. Although previous clients now, most of them I have their numbers, so it means I can contact them through WhatsApp, right? Most of it I would just even do it on WhatsApp. For LinkedIn and Facebook, I would do it for them also, and in case I get a new client. That's casting my net further. So after doing that, I'd create an offer. Not something so complicated, just an easy, something simple, yeah? For example, if I decide to do thumbnails for YouTube, I can write something like, I will design 5 YouTube thumbnails for 2,500 Kenya shillings only, or for $19. Or I'll bake a cake for 2,000 Kenya shillings. One service, one price, one outcome. After I do that, I'll ask for upfront payment for those clients who will require my services, okay? Of which, it's my policy, even in Cakes by Kui, you have to pay half deposit before anything is done. Before we start baking, before we do anything, you need to pay half deposit, okay? And this is because deposit reduces time wasters. Because there's people who just want to take you for a ride. You've never met those people who want to look like they're doing something, but they do nothing. They're the same as those people who feel the need to say things that they don't have to say. They say things they don't mean. I hate those people. Jesting. I'm like, if you don't mean something, shut up. Just keep quiet. Don't say things you don't mean. You're wasting people's time. You're messing with people's heads. And some people out here are just serious. They don't have time for that nonsense. I hate jesters, mimi stakudanganya. Because now, everyone has grown up differently. Yeah? There's things we've been through in life. Come on, mimi, if there's anything I hate, people, don't lie to me. Me, I listen to people. And I'm not coercing you to say whatever it is you're saying. Aki, you tell me something and you don't mean it. Wallahi, I don't care your rank, I don't care who you are. Me, I'm done with you. I hate nonsense. They don't remove me. Pooh! I'm just like, now I'm drifting. Let's get back. Okay? So I ask for deposit because that's one of the best ways to reduce time wasters or people who are not serious. Okay? Remember, this is business. This is about money. Huh? And these jesters will not, and time wasters will not just, you'll not just meet them out there in life, in social life. You'll also meet them in business, in your business. Okay? So that's one way to tell them apart. Okay? And another reason I ask for half deposit is because you see cash flow in business is survival. You can't survive without it. So you'll drown or your business will just die. So whatever it is that you're trying to do will not survive. Of course, now if they pay the deposit, see, that's good to go. I'll get on it. I'll do whatever it is I'm doing, and then the full payment will be done on delivery. So another thing I would do is promote my digital products daily. I would promote my digital products every day. For those 30 days, that 1 month, I'll promote them. From the Money Magnet Accelerator, the Money Magnet Blueprint, Who Taught You Money, my wall art collection. I'll mention them everywhere that my audience already sees me. And ndawasumbua. Huh? I will post everything everywhere. Huh? Until somebody buys. Until somebody promotes me. I will not get tired. Hmm? With that, I'll also start promoting. Okay, not start. I'll continue posting content with a money purpose, not just for the sake of posting content. You know, there's two different types of content. There's content people post just for the sake of posting content. Haina mbele ama nyuma. When you listen to it, there's no end goal, end game, there's nothing. I wouldn't do that. For those 30 days, I'd keep posting content with a money purpose. Because, let's face it, that's what I'm looking for, right? So this means every video I make on YouTube, every pin I make for Pinterest, every TikTok, every LinkedIn post, every Facebook post must lead somewhere, okay? All of those must lead somewhere. It won't just be for the sake of talking at it, just because I have a gadget and ring light and internet. At now I can post nonsense. No, it will lead somewhere. And this is because I came to realize you see content without an offer. You're just creating content. But uko katikati ya content yako, there's no offer. There's nothing you're offering. Baby, that's expensive entertainment. And the expensive part, the expenses come from your pocket. You as a content creator. Me, I'll not entertain people for free. And a lot of content creators don't know that. So you need to be sharp. That's why I said, change your mindset. Change the way you see things. That's the first thing I would do. So I would require, if you ask, I assume the person who asked me that, they really want to hear what I would do so that they can do it. Okay? So please, 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 if you do content any form, make sure your content has an offer. So, yeah. Don't just do things for, without an end game, without a goal. We don't do things like that anymore. After that, I'd look for the next quick turnaround work. Mostly these ones, I'd look for them online. This can be freelance gigs, remote assistant work, moderation jobs, data labeling, or even short editing projects. Although, if I'm really pushed, I'd try and do short editing projects. Because editing is not easy. Hey, editing is hard. It's not a joke. Because most of it, I say that because it takes up a lot of your time. That is one of the things where you get paid for time and job done. Okay. So if I have the time, I would also include that. Okay. Now, before we continue, another thing that I would do that is very, very important is that I would cut unnecessary spending immediately. Hii maneno ya kununua vitu But one thing I love about myself is once I've made up my mind, imagine I've made up my mind. Ni ngumu. It's very hard. Until you start shifting my goalposts, until you think you can shift things with me. Utabaki hapo peke yako. So, I think that's also one of the things I think my daughter, when she was young, alikuwa anaboeka na mimi juu nikiamua we are not eating out, we have to go eat food at home. Especially when I started getting a lot of food poisoning and stomach problems because of eating out. She thought I was joking. You know the way kids would say, Mom, let's go with you. So the first time we went and she was telling me, Ati, I'm hungry. I told her we have to go home. Just give me by 30 minutes we'll be at home. Now, it got to a point where I would tell her, see, we go. She's like, no, even if we go together, you wouldn't buy me anything. She said she's safer at home because there's food and drinks and there's whatever she wants, she'll get it. She can find it in the house. So she stopped because now she understood I'm very serious. When I decide something, I've decided. When I made up my mind, I've made up my mind. There's no dancing around it. So yes, I'd cut all unnecessary spending. and I'd go to temporary survival mode for that 1 month. And this is because since the day I started doing that, because once in a while I go to survival mode, it helps me save money, and every shilling saved is money earned. You've earned that money, because it would have gone to somebody else. Somebody else would have made that money from your pockets. So every shilling saved is money I've earned. I would stop impulse spending, eating out, however, going out, drinking every weekend, gallivanting all over town. Everybody even knows my name. I'd stop that, okay? Although it's not that it's something I do. And actually, go to a place. Tuliambiwa, you need to be very careful. I do take some wine and some apple cider, some ciders sometimes. But you're told when you go drinking, when you go out, and now these people, the waiters, the bartenders, the managers, hey, they start calling you customer, karibu, mkubwa, mmeanza kuzoeana, you need to shift, you need to disappear a little, okay? It also helps. Yeah, not every weekend should be a drinking spree. Save some money. You save every money you save, just because you don't go out to eat, to drink, to shop. Yeah, that money you've saved right there is money earned. Okay, you can use that money for something else. Yeah. Life is not just about living large. Life is about everything else. Even the pain that comes with it. The bills that come with it. Life is about knowing how to balance all of that. Okay? Yeah. Life is about knowing when to say no. Because it's not every time that you're just a yes person. You will die. Utakufa before your time. You'll die before your time if you're a yes person every time. Okay? And we need you here. So after cutting unnecessary spending habits, the next thing I would do is build a small daily target. I would give myself a target, like 1,000 Kenya shillings a day. Online, if you're doing online jobs, that's like $8. Or 2,500 Kenya shillings a day, that's $19. So it really depends on who you are, where you are, what you can be able to do. Accessibility. It matters a lot, okay? And this is because when you have smaller targets, they're easier to achieve. And like someone says, I want to target yake ati ni 50K. You see, that can be a handful. But if you have a smaller target, it will also be easier for you to achieve. You won't feel like you're breaking yourself, okay? So put a small target so that it is achievable without you breaking momentum. Do that, then follow up relentlessly. In my last video, I talked about, when you're looking for that $1, your first payment. Once you crack that code, once you get that thing that pays you even $1, $2, $5, $10, it doesn't really matter. Once it works, that's a sign. That's the universe telling you that this works, and you need to repeat it over and over and over again. Okay? So keep doing that. Be relentless about it. Okay? And this is because in business, most sales happen after follow-up. Okay? Not after posting once and disappearing. No. You have to follow up. And that's where a lot of people break momentum. Because you don't want to be consistent. You have to be consistent. There's businesses that don't require consistency. But most businesses require consistency. Otherwise, you will not make sales, you'll not make money. So follow up. Those are the things I would do. And finally, I would keep building assets even while I hustle. I would still do all those things to get money, okay? But I will not stop building my assets. When I say assets, it's something like this YouTube channel, okay? This to me is an asset. My YouTube videos are assets, okay? My Pinterest feeds are assets. My email list is my biggest asset. My digital products or my online store is an asset to me. And the cherry on top are my affiliate links. All those are assets. Some people out there have hard assets, assets we can see. Some of us have digital assets, okay? Not to say that I don't have non-digital assets. I have like 2, okay, 3, because I invest in money market. Okay, yeah, I invest in money market funds, I invest in rates, and I invest in, I will not mention, okay? So I'd keep building my assets regardless, okay? I'd maintain momentum in things that bring me money, and I would break momentum when it comes to activities that are more of me removing money from my pockets. Because at the end of the day, I came to learn very early in life that most people are not with you. They just want to hang out with you when times and moments are good. When life hits, if something happens to you and life just becomes vitu zikuwe ngumu or things go mrama, that's when you'll know the people you called your friends will just talk. Okay, like me, I don't like talking about it, but a few years ago my daughter had a condition and we thought it would go away. She was roughly 9 years old. So we went to see a doctor. She was given meds, and we thought the doctor said it can go away if she keeps taking her meds, and it might not go away. So this thing didn't go away. So when she was in high school, something happened. Whatever we were trying not to happen happened. So now we were told if it happens 2 times or 3 times, it will be considered a chronic illness. So it happened. So far it has happened more than 5 times. So she's considered, to have a chronic illness. That thing threw me off my momentum. That thing broke me. I'm still broken. That thing instilled fear in me. I'm always afraid. That thing made me become a borrower. Hey? Me, even the closest people to me, around me, they know. When they see me calling, they just know I need something. So I try so much to be able to stand by myself, because her medication is really, really expensive. Sometimes I can cover it, sometimes I can't cover it. But now those are the moments where you know who your people are. These are the moments where you know who is a fake friend and who is a real friend. Okay. Yeah, so there are many ways life can test you. I don't know why I was tested like this, but it is what it is. Yeah, we move on. Yeah, I told soldier, keep marching. Yeah. So when I can laugh, I try to laugh as hard as I can, because when painful moments arrive, apana tambua. Okay, so a lot of my life I get to this point. Because I'll be honest, like my daughter's medication is, it eats up a lot of most of my money. Not that I'm complaining, it's just a reality. So most of the time I'll find myself in this position of trying to make quick cash fast in a month or in a week, because I have to figure it out. Okay. Yeah, because I don't have an option. Her medication is not an option. Okay. So yeah, those are some of the ways I would go about trying to make money in a month. So, bottom line is this. I try to be very conversant, or to be relatable to most. I've given you ideas or ways I would use without you needing things like cars, bikes, moving around town, okay? Things you can do with what you have. Or because most of you out there have phones, have laptops, have internet. You can always get internet, you can always buy internet, okay? You have WhatsApp, you have Facebook, you have TikTok. Most of you have these things. So you don't need this physical big properties, even small properties, okay? All you need is to just have an offer, a clear offer, existing contacts, do daily promotion, and of course, relentless follow-up. That's all you need to do. Pick up one skill from your list, the list that I said I would write. Write your own list. Pick one thing, or even two. But let's start with one, okay? Not to compromise yourself. Pick one thing. Post it on your WhatsApp status so that your contacts can see that. Post it today, and when you get a client, ask for upfront payment. Sawa. Hakuna kufanya vitu bure. This is not the moment to show people that you are kind, ama you are nice. In business, there's no niceness. Kitakuramba. I remember when I started my cake business. This was back in 2020. You know, for us to come with, the companies have policies for a reason. Because you get to a point, kinakuramba. Me, there's a client I've delivered a cake. They paid the deposit, yes. They refused to pay to complete the payment. One of the clients was in Ruaka. And these are not poor people. These are people with money. They are the ones who can con you. You think it is the poor people who would do that. No. Watu wanakataa na pesa yako ni watu ati wako na hiyo pesa. Ndio wanakataa naye. I don't know what happens. The other client who refused with my balance is in Dendegwa. They pay the deposit. And last minute they refused to pay the balance. But these are the ups and downs that come with business. And that's why you're told business haina urafiki. Don't bring friendship in business. When you're doing business, you're running a business. Okay? Yeah. But most of all, when you're doing business, don't expect that your friends and family to support you. Do it so you can do business with strangers. They are the best clients. That I can promise you. Okay? Yeah. So if you have to put up your WhatsApp status and block your family members from seeing your products or whatever you're doing, you do that. Imagine, do whatever it takes to help yourself. That's what I would do. Okay? Because even me in my business, a few relatives have promoted me. But they promote you once, twice, and then, I don't know, they get tired or something. In bad situations or in bad case scenarios, some will even feel like they are helping you so much. Some will bargain and try to compare you to things like supermarkets and stuff like that. But now, that's why you don't want to... That familiarity breeds contempt in business. And you don't want to run your business like that. Okay? So if you have to block them from your WhatsApp status, you do that. Okay? Do whatever is best for you. But you can't say you don't have clients if you have a skill and you have a phone and you have contacts. That's a lie. Okay? I hope this helps someone. You know, the good thing about us Africans, Kenyans, we always, the way we grew up, there's always something you're good at. There's always something you're good at. There's always, whether you are born in town or up country, there's always something you're good at. Just figure out what it is. Okay? Figure out what it is. You know, if you have to think back to the first time you made your first 1,000 Kenya shillings, first 500, first dollar, when you think back and you look at that thing, maybe that's where you're skilled, that's what you're good at. Maybe you need to do that again and repeat it, keep repeating it for you to make money. But that's just an example. You figure out what you're good at. So, the same way I figured out what I'm good at. Some of these things, imagine, they don't even require a lot. They don't require a lot. Like, for example, for me, when I do voiceovers, imagine all I require is just my voice, and maybe a mic and a quiet place. And that's why I don't like living in the city. I love upcountry life because it's quiet, the air is fresh, you know, it's cool, calm, collected, everything nice. I love upcountry. Like, for example, we don't use packet milk. Our neighbor here has cows, so we buy from our neighbor. We buy kienyeji eggs from our neighbor. So you see, yeah, that was me drifting again, but I hope you get my point. Yeah, and if you're watching this video and you know someone who would want a thumbnail, you know, eventually you want cake, I'm that person for you. I'm that person for you. Okay, so do that thing, or you can also refer me. Yeah, it's about making money also. So yeah, and you know, as they say, you do me, I do you. Help me today, you don't know. Refer me today, you don't know where I'll refer you tomorrow. Okay, yeah, well, that's it for us today. I hope I've answered your question. I hope I've fed your curiosity. Well, I gotta go, and I hope and pray that I'll get to see you next time in my next video. Cheers, peace, and I'm out.